Hello MotoGP fans. Welcome back to ZNGP Today. Marc Márquez has wasted no time after a turbulent Buriram weekend, returning to focused off-bike training with Álex Marquez and Diogo Moreira as he targets the Brazilian Grand Prix, March 20th to 22nd. The 8-time champion combines physical work, tactical rehearsal, and a calm, forward-looking mindset to turn the Thai setbacks into momentum for the next chapter of the season. Luca Marini reflected on his evolving role at Honda and the personal changes that have shaped his approach to MotoGP. The 28-year-old Italian described a season of steady preparation, family life, and renewed ambition as Honda's project moves from rebuilding toward genuine competitiveness. Yamaha faces a difficult opening stretch to the 2026 season after the Thai Grand Prix exposed a clear top speed deficit for the M1. Fabio Quartararo has warned that the factory will not field an updated V4 engine before the French Grand Prix at Le Mans, leaving Yamaha riders to manage a package that still needs power and reliability work through the early overseas rounds. Yamaha's troubled debut in Buriram looked manageable on the surface, but closer inspection reveals deeper issues that could shape the factory's season. The gap in top speed, constrained engine development, and strained rider relations point to a problem that is technical, tactical, and organizational, not just a temporary dip. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Rather than resting, Marquez resumed a rigorous program of motocross, dirt track and flat track sessions that sharpen low grip control and sliding technique. These disciplines are central to his routine because they replicate the balance and throttle precision required in MotoGP when grip is compromised. The sessions also serve as intensive conditioning for shoulders and core, areas Marquez monitors closely as he rebuilds toward a new 100%. The work is practical and specific, not general fitness but sport-specific drills that translate directly to saving and pushing a MotoGP bike at the limit. Joining Marc were his brother Álex and Honda LCR rider Diogo Moreira. The trio's sessions mix competitive intensity with technical exchange. Marquez passes on experience, Moreira supplies fresh race pace input, and Álex provides continuity and sibling rivalry that keeps standards high. Training together allows simulated race scenarios without the pressure of a Grand Prix weekend. That combination of mentorship and competition helps all three refine overtaking lines, recovery techniques, and split-second decision-making. Buriram offered clear takeaways: adapt to evolving stewarding thresholds, manage tire behavior under extreme heat, and prioritize risk management in close battles. Marquez has publicly closed the book on the punctures mystery and shifted focus to controllables, fitness, setup feedback, and rehearsing overtakes within the new officiating context. Practicing last corner scenarios and defensive lines in training is now as important as physical conditioning. Marquez acknowledges he is not yet at last season's peak but describes his approach as pragmatic optimism. He speaks of finding a new 100%, rather than chasing an exact replica of 2025 form. That realism underpins his preparation: steady gains, not rushed fixes, with Brazil as the first meaningful test of progress. The mindset is consistent with a champion who balances ambition with the long view of a full season. If the short, focused preparation pays off, Marquez should arrive in Brazil sharper in body and clearer in racercraft. Expect him to be aggressive where the rules allow, cautious where tire or physical limits demand it, and vocal about setup feedback to Ducati. For the team, the priority will be converting pace into consistent race results rather than single-lap fireworks. The Brazilian GP will reveal whether Buriram was an anomaly or an early indicator of the season's balance. Marc Márquez's response to Buriram has been methodical: targeted training, tactical rehearsal, and a calm, constructive outlook. He is not dwelling on bad luck but using the break to rebuild and refine. The next races will show whether that approach restores the consistency that defined his championship run or whether further adjustments are needed. Either way, Marquez is preparing to fight. Marini says accumulated experience has altered how he prepares each year. He now focuses on marginal gains, data analysis, nutrition, and routine, believing that small improvements add up over a long championship. The arrival of fatherhood has also changed his priorities, but not his intensity. He balances family time with meticulous work on bike feedback and physical conditioning. I tried to prepare better than in previous seasons, taking advantage of everything I've learned. That attention to detail underpins Marini's steady development and informs his realistic, process-driven outlook. Marini acknowledged the risk many saw when he joined Honda, a manufacturer then rebuilding its competitiveness. Now, seeing tangible progress in the bike and his own performance, he feels vindicated. The daily reality of working within a large Japanese structure, meeting new engineers each season and learning to communicate across cultures, has become part of his professional rhythm. Seeing how much the bike has improved since I arrived makes me think it was the right decision. Marini's patience and adaptability have been rewarded as Honda's development trajectory shifts from recovery to ambition. Beyond track time, Marini highlighted often overlooked factors such as nutrition and recovery. He admitted to managing stomach issues and tailoring his diet to cope with relentless travel and changing conditions. Off-track rituals, including mini-bike sessions with his team in Cattolica, serve both as bonding and as unexpected physical training for a tall rider who finds the small machines deceptively demanding. These micro-adjustments reflect a modern rider's holistic approach to performance. With Honda's improvements, Marini believes podiums are realistic targets if development continues. He avoids setting rigid goals but is confident the package now allows him to aim higher. The upcoming technical changes in MotoGP, notably the move to 850 cubic centimeters and the arrival of new tire suppliers, add variables, yet Marini insists tires will remain the decisive factor. What lowers your times are the tires. Above all, Marini is driven by the pure sensation of speed. He still cherishes the visceral moments at circuits like Silverstone and Phillip Island, and that love of riding fuels his work ethic. His philosophy is simple: prepare thoroughly, leave nothing to chance, and keep chasing the winning moment. Luca Marini's interview paints the picture of a rider maturing into a complete professional, methodical in preparation, grounded by family life, and motivated by the thrill of speed. As Honda's project gains momentum, Marini's blend of patience, attention to detail, and hunger for results positions him as a rider to watch as the season unfolds. After Buriram, Fabio Quartararo did not mince words about Yamaha's shortcomings. The M1 was visibly down on top speed at the Thai speed trap. Quartararo measured roughly 6.5 km per hour slower than the quickest machines, and the Frenchman expects the current engine to remain in use for Brazil, the United States, and Qatar. I don't know when that will be, but I know that we won't have a new engine until at least Le Mans. Yamaha's switch to AV4 architecture is a major technical pivot, and one that has brought teething problems. The new unit required restricted running during February testing after a safety issue forced the team to halt dyno and track work for a day. That conservative approach has slowed development and limited the mileage engineers can use to refine power delivery and durability. The result is a classic engineering trade-off: push for early power gains and risk reliability, or prioritize robustness and accept a temporary performance gap. Yamaha MotoGP boss Paolo Pavizio struck a more measured tone, acknowledging the deficit but stressing that progress is ongoing. He highlighted that the M1 has already seen multiple chassis and swing arm iterations this winter. We're already at chassis number 3 and swing arm number 3, and that improvements are not limited to headline engine updates. With no engine upgrade imminent, Yamaha riders must extract maximum performance from the existing package. That will place a premium on setup, slipstream strategy, and tire management at high-speed circuits. It also raises tactical questions for the team: how aggressively to pursue engine maps that risk reliability versus conservative settings that cost top speed. For Quartararo and his teammates, early championship points may hinge on racecraft and race-by-race optimization rather than outright straight-line speed. The Le Mans timeframe gives Yamaha a clear milestone. If an upgraded V4 arrives there, the team will have had several weeks of race data to inform final tuning. Until then, watch for incremental chassis and aero tweaks, targeted electronic strategies to mask the power shortfall, and how Yamaha manages engine mileage and dyno testing between rounds. Pavizio's emphasis on finding the basic package suggests the manufacturer is prioritizing a coherent baseline before layering performance upgrades. The early European swing, and Le Mans in particular, will be decisive in judging whether Yamaha's conservative development path pays off or leaves the factory playing catch-up for the rest of the season. Yamaha's V4 project is a high-risk, high-reward gamble that has so far cost the team early pace. Quartararo's warning that no engine update will arrive before Le Mans sets expectations. The next few races will be about damage limitation and clever setup work, while the factory focuses on a reliable, competitive upgrade for the European phase. Yamaha chose to limit media exposure after the race, notably preventing Fabio Quartararo from speaking publicly. Insiders say the decision aimed to avoid further controversy after the Frenchman's visible anger during testing and a fraught race finish. Fabio finished the race very angry. It's better for the team that he didn't speak out. Toprak Razgatlioglu's 17th place finish highlighted the steep learning curve for a superbike champion stepping into MotoGP. While his result drew attention, Yamaha's deeper issues are reflected in how established riders like Quartararo and Álex Rins have struggled to find confidence with the new package. Razgatlioglu's adaptation is a visible symptom, but the louder alarm comes from riders who know the bike well yet still report poor feelings and inconsistent performance. Yamaha's split development, running both inline 4 and a new V4 project, has created a difficult transition. The V4 was intended to be the route back to competitiveness, but riders' feedback from late-season tests and Buriram races shows the sensation hasn't improved. Compounding the problem, engine allocation rules limit each rider to 10 units for the season, raising strategic pressure if failures occur. Paolo Pavizio's arrival as director has coincided with structural change and a perceived distance from riders. Quartararo's comments about preferring to speak with engineers rather than management reflect a shift in internal relationships. The presence of Motofumi Shirtera, Yamaha's global president, in Buriram signaled corporate attention but also intensified scrutiny. The president came from Japan. He came to demonstrate his commitment and support. Management is visibly engaged, but the team must bridge communication gaps to translate executive backing into on-track solutions. Behind the scenes, Yamaha is sketching a path forward. Meetings in the paddock, such as the one between technical director Max Bartolini and Luca Marini, suggest Yamaha is actively courting talent and aligning riders with its development roadmap. These conversations indicate a long-term plan to climb back up the grid, even if short-term results remain disappointing. Buriram exposed a mix of technical transition pains, rider adaptation issues and management challenges at Yamaha. The situation is not reducible to a single poor weekend. It reflects a brand in the middle of a risky but necessary evolution. The immediate task is pragmatic: stabilize engine reliability, accelerate V4 development, and restore rider confidence, while keeping public messaging measured. How quickly Yamaha converts corporate commitment and paddock conversations into consistent lap time gains will determine whether Buriram is a temporary trough or the start of a longer recovery. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. And see you next time!